Welcome back to Life in the Wind, waking up early in the marina to finally install our first Seacocks. Woohoo! But first, we have to save some money and make our own studs in this blistering heat.
After we finished dry fitting, we had a couple of through hauls that needed to be trimmed. Using my trusty Jeep bumper, a couple of quick clamps, and a Dremel, this was an easy job. I used a cutoff disc to cut the threads and then clean the ends with a small wire wheel. The cutoff disc makes short work of this bronze threads, but it always leaves a jagged edge, so you want to make sure to clean that up so you don't cut yourself. I'm just checking the dry fit again to make sure that the threads aren't going to grind down on anything. And right now it's got, we have some wax in there to prep for installation, but since we had to cut the threads down, we're probably going to have to re-wax some of this. We needed to make 21 bronze studs for the backing blocks. As it turns out, buying pre-made bronze studs is a lot more expensive than buying bronze bolts. Of course, I'm a fiscally conservative person, so I opted for the bolts. The process to cut them was the same as the through hauls, took a little bit more work, and I saved quite a bit of money. Alright, so the goal for this morning is to put some painter's tape on the holes and get them ready for sealant. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I'll wipe it down first, get rid of all the spiders and spider webs that have undoubtedly built up. This is so that the sealant only goes where we want it to. You know, if the world was perfect, I wouldn't smear anything, but we'll see how that goes. Now, as a reminder, this is after we've epoxied in the backing block and we have the Seacock attached on the other side. It's not yet sealed in, it's just there so that we can put the through haul in and cut out a good circle. Alright, so that should be good. Now the next step here is I have the through haul. I'm just going to go ahead and screw that in. Helps if I bring my tool. That's looking pretty good. It's ready for the sealant. Alright, I think I'm ready to go. I got everything laid out here. I got my rubber gloves, caulking gun, little diagonal cutters to snip the top off the caulk before I get started. It's what I'm using is Sikaflex 291. I didn't want something that was permanent like a 5200 because you don't want to have to remove a through haul, but some point in the future you're going to have to. And you know, if the Seacock gets cracked or you know you don't winterize it properly or you have some problem, you want to be able to remove it. I've spoken to quite a few people that have used it and haven't had any issues, so that's what I'm going to use. Obviously I got the Seacock ready to go, got my wrench to tighten down the nuts, and then rag here to wipe up any mess. Don't want to lose these. The bilge is right here starting and heading back, so if I lose these in the bilge it's going to be very obnoxious for the rest of the day. Alright, so I'm going to apply the sealant in this little lip here and probably put a little bit on the threads. The seal is between here, the backing block, and then from the outside between the hull and the mushroom bed. The last step is to apply the Sikaflex to the through hull and install it. After this cures, we will cut the excess away and remove the tape. There's still some finishing work to be done afterwards. However, Freya will finally be watertight. It would help if I had an extension. I had one, but I think the boat ate it.
Thanks for watching Life in the Wind. If you like this video and want future updates, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and maybe leave a comment down below. See you soon!